An Israeli archaeologist says he found the legendary citadel captured by King David. Archaeologist Eli Shikron found the citadel in East Jerusalem.
Hidden deep beneath the unforgiving sands of the Middle East, buried under layers of limestone, dust, and 5,000 years of silence, something extraordinary has finally spoken from the past: the legendary tomb of King Solomon. For centuries, explorers searched for this lost treasure, chasing it with the same passion as the Holy Grail, and now it's been discovered. But the big question is, why was it hidden from the world for so long? Before this story fades into history once again, let's pull back the curtain and uncover what was really found inside King Solomon's tomb. So grab your tea, settle in, and trust me, you'll want to stick around till the very end. But first, who exactly was King Solomon? King Solomon remains one of the most mysterious and fascinating leaders in history. He ruled over ancient Israel during its golden age, from 970 to 931 BCE, and his legacy still sparks debate and curiosity today. Like a skilled weaver threading gold into fine cloth, Solomon wove wisdom and wealth into the very heart of his kingdom. The son of the legendary King David, Solomon rose to power at just 12 years old. Under his leadership, Israel reached the height of its power, stretching from the mighty Euphrates River all the way to the borders of Egypt. But Solomon's greatest strength wasn't his army, it was his legendary wisdom. One of the most famous stories about him tells of a dispute between two mothers who both claimed to be the mother of the same baby. Solomon's solution was bold. He suggested cutting the child in half, giving each woman a share. The true mother, horrified, immediately begged to give the baby to the other woman, revealing herself through her compassion. It was a brilliant display of Solomon's deep understanding of human nature. During his reign, Jerusalem transformed into a magnificent city. His greatest accomplishment was the construction of the first temple, an awe-inspiring structure that stood as one of the ancient world's greatest wonders. Built over 7 years, the temple was adorned with gold, sparkling jewels, and cedar wood from Lebanon, shining like a beacon of faith and power. Solomon's wisdom was so famous that visitors from faraway lands came to witness it for themselves. One of the most legendary visits was from the Queen of Sheba, who arrived with caravans overflowing with gold, spices, and precious gems, determined to test his knowledge. But after speaking with him, she was amazed. She left declaring that Solomon's wisdom was even greater than the stories she had heard. Solomon wasn't just a wise king, he was also a gifted writer. He's credited with composing around 3,000 proverbs and 1,005 songs. The biblical books of Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and the Song of Solomon are traditionally linked to him, although scholars still debate exactly how much he personally wrote. His business skills were just as impressive. In the Timnah Valley, Solomon's famous copper mines show evidence of advanced mining operations that brought tremendous wealth to his kingdom. He also sent ships from his ports to the mysterious land of Ophir, returning with exotic treasures and vast riches, unlike anything Israel had seen before. But Solomon's later years tell a more complicated story. His many marriages, 700 wives and 300 concubines, many from foreign nations, brought foreign religions and beliefs into Israel. The kingdom's wealth was stretched thin by his massive building projects and his lavish lifestyle. Despite these struggles, Solomon's legacy endured for thousands of years. Across Jewish, Christian, and Islamic traditions, his name became a symbol of wisdom, wealth, and even mystical power. Legends speak of the Seal of Solomon, a magical symbol said to give him power over supernatural forces, a story that inspired countless myths and tales throughout history. And now, modern archaeology is starting to uncover evidence that links Solomon's story to real history. Ancient copper mines, grand structures, and luxury artifacts from his time match the descriptions of his kingdom's wealth in the Bible. Yet for all we've discovered, much of Solomon's life remains wrapped in mystery, waiting to be fully understood. As we strip away the layers of legend and myth, what we find is a fascinating contradiction, a king whose wisdom brought him unimaginable wealth and power, yet who, in the end, questioned what it was all really worth. Solomon's story reminds us of a timeless truth. True wisdom often means recognizing life's limits. And speaking of limits, The search for Solomon's tomb pushed modern archaeologists to the very edge of what's possible. Finding his final resting place wasn't easy. It took a mix of cutting-edge technology, old-school determination, and a bit of luck. So how did we finally find King Solomon's tomb? Searching for it was like hunting for a needle in a haystack the size of a desert. Dr. Emily Carter and her team hit dead end after dead end. But then, the breakthrough came from an unlikely place: ancient tax records. These faded scrolls revealed something intriguing: a steady flow of tribute payments directed toward a forgotten area in the hills surrounding Jerusalem. Curious, the team turned to satellite imaging and spotted strange geometric shapes in the landscape, formations that didn't match anything natural. Their first attempt to dig there hit solid bedrock. And not just any stone, their tools cracked against it. That's when Dr. Hughes realized something. This wasn't ordinary limestone. It was an artificial barrier, carefully engineered to block tomb raiders from getting any further. Adding to the mystery, local legends told of a shepherd boy who once lost his goat down a narrow crack in the earth. According to the story, the boy described finding walls that sparkled like stars, a poetic image that lined up with Solomon's known love of ornate, glittering architecture. But the true breakthrough came during a sudden, heavy rainstorm. As the rainwater rushed over the hillside, it flowed differently across one patch of ground, revealing a faint depression that had been hidden for centuries. And just like that, the first clue to Solomon's long-lost tomb was finally uncovered. Ground-penetrating radar soon confirmed what they suspected. A vast network of tunnels lay hidden beneath their feet. As they dug deeper, the team uncovered something remarkable: an ancient security system designed to protect the tomb. The builders had created false passages that would collapse if someone entered the wrong way. Thankfully, Dr. Carter's deep understanding of ancient Hebrew engineering helped the team navigate these dangers and find the true path forward. After 3 long months of careful excavation, they began to uncover a series of hidden chambers. Each room tested their patience and skill. They faced everything from crumbling support beams to ancient traps, some of which were still functioning after thousands of years. At one point, the entire expedition was nearly called off when they ran out of funding. But just when things looked hopeless, they made a key discovery: a small golden seal marked with Solomon's royal insignia. This find reignited their sponsors' interest and confirmed that they were indeed on the right track. Dr. Carter's team moved forward with extreme care. They photographed every surface and created detailed 3D models before continuing. Their thoroughness paid off when they uncovered hidden symbols, clues pointing the way to the main burial chamber. The biggest challenge was keeping the ancient structure stable. Modern engineering had to work hand in hand with ancient craftsmanship. The team installed supports to stop the chambers from collapsing, carefully balancing the need to preserve history with their desire to explore it. Traditional archaeological tools weren't enough for a project like this, so the team pioneered new methods, blending cutting-edge technology with historical expertise. They even used AI to analyze the tomb's layout, uncovering hidden patterns that human eyes might have missed. As they ventured further in, the atmosphere grew heavy with history. Every step brought them closer to something generations of explorers had only dreamed of, and it felt as if the tomb itself was testing not only their skills, but their determination to uncover the truth. Reaching the final chamber wasn't easy. The team faced a series of architectural puzzles, each one unlocking a deeper part of Solomon's story. It became clear that the tomb itself wasn't just a resting place. It was a monument to Solomon's legendary wisdom, designed to challenge anyone who dared enter. But just as they were on the verge of success, nature struck back. A sudden earthquake shook the ground, threatening to collapse the tomb and bury its secrets forever. The team raced against time, working day and night to stabilize the fragile structure before continuing. It felt like something out of a mystery novel. Each answer uncovered only led to more questions. And now, standing before the final sealed chamber, the team couldn't help but wonder, what secrets had Solomon taken to his grave? Unlocking the tomb. After 5,000 years, the sealed entrance to Solomon's tomb towered before them like an ancient puzzle box, waiting to be solved. Dr. Emily Carter stood facing the massive stone door, filled with a mix of awe and determination. One wrong move could destroy priceless history forever. So they turned to modern tools. Using ground-penetrating radar, they scanned the entrance and discovered a complex system hidden within the stonework. It was like solving a Rubik's Cube in complete darkness. Bit by bit, they pieced together the ancient locking mechanism designed by builders thousands of years ago. The radar revealed an elaborate network of counterweights, hidden compartments, and secret levers. The breakthrough moment came when Dr. Hughes noticed strange wear marks on the surface of the stone. Digging into ancient texts, they found something fascinating: references to Solomon's love of mathematical riddles and puzzles. Following that clue, the team uncovered the final key. The tomb's entrance was based on a numerical code linked to the ancient Hebrew calendar. Working alongside local experts in ancient engineering, the team carefully reconstructed how the massive stone door was designed to open. Using advanced 3D modeling, they mapped out the mechanism and identified 7 distinct pressure points, each one linked to a meaningful number from Solomon's life. Opening the door wasn't quick or easy. It took 3 long, painstaking days. Using specially designed tools, the team applied just the right amount of pressure to each point, one at a time, in a precise sequence. They worked in rotating shifts, carefully documenting every tiny shift and movement in the stone. The tension in the air was palpable. Each successful click echoed through the chamber, bringing them one step closer to their goal. But the final stage was the hardest. The last mechanism required 3 pressure points to be activated at exactly the same time. One wrong move, and the entire tomb could collapse, sealed forever by a cascade of falling rocks. Dr. Carter led this final, critical step. Despite the pressure, both literally and historically, her hands were steady. Then, finally, the moment of truth. The sound of ancient gears grinding back to life after 5,000 years. Slowly, the massive stone door began to move, shifting for the first time in millennia. The team stood in awe as beams of light cut through the darkness, illuminating a world that had been sealed away since the time of Solomon. The stale air that escaped felt almost alive, carrying with it the silent whispers of forgotten secrets. Conservation experts quickly stepped in, stabilizing the delicate environment inside. They carefully monitored oxygen levels and humidity to protect the fragile artifacts from sudden exposure and prevent any damage. The team installed specially designed lighting that would gently illuminate the space without damaging the fragile pigments and ancient materials inside. But what they found next was completely unexpected. A second door. This one was covered in inscriptions unlike anything they had ever seen before. Once again, they were faced with another puzzle. But this time, they had an advantage. Everything they had learned from unlocking the first door. As word of their discovery spread, archaeologists around the world recognized the magnitude of what had been accomplished. This wasn't just a historic find. It was a breakthrough in how ancient tombs and sealed chambers could be approached. The techniques used to unlock Solomon's tomb would change the way researchers investigate hidden ancient sites from this point on. But beyond the physical discovery, there was something even more meaningful. The team had managed to understand the minds of the ancient builders. They didn't just break into a tomb. They learned how to think like the people who built it 5,000 years ago. As Dr. Carter famously said, "We didn't just open the door, we connected with the engineers who designed it." With the dust still hanging in the air, the team stood before the newly opened passage, preparing for their very first glimpse of what lay beyond. What treasures or secrets waited for them in the darkness? The answer would soon reshape everything we thought we knew about ancient history. What did they find? When the tomb finally opened, the massive stone door creaked open, as if whispering secrets from the past, and a rush of air, sealed away for 5,000 years, spilled into the modern world. Dr. Emily Carter's flashlight sliced through the darkness, revealing a sight so breathtaking that the entire team fell silent. Before them lay the tomb of King Solomon, untouched, perfectly preserved, and more magnificent than anyone had imagined. The first chamber glowed with an almost magical light, as tiny gold particles floated through the air like shimmering dust. Unlike most ancient tombs, the walls here were in pristine condition, covered in vibrant murals that told the stories of Solomon's legendary wisdom. The team stood frozen in awe, their modern gear feeling strangely out of place amid such ancient beauty. At the heart of the chamber stood a towering golden throne, its arms carved into fierce, roaring lions. Remarkably, the throne's seat still bore the faint imprint of its last occupant, perhaps Solomon himself. The entire surface of the throne was encrusted with precious gemstones, forming patterns that seemed to shift and sparkle in the soft light. Dr. Hughes immediately recognized the scene. It matched the biblical descriptions of Solomon's throne, complete with its 6 steps and 12 lions. The air felt thick with history, as if the walls themselves held their breath for millennia, waiting for this moment. Scattered across the chamber, ceremonial objects added to the wonder. 7 branched menorahs stood proudly along the walls, their golden surfaces astonishingly untarnished despite the passage of time. Ancient incense burners, still containing traces of resin, sat in place as if awaiting the start of another royal ceremony. But perhaps the most striking finds were Solomon's personal belongings. On a small table rested his royal seal ring, unmistakably marked with the Star of David. Nearby, scrolls written in ancient Hebrew promised to reveal stories of his reign, tales lost to history until now. The team also discovered delicate glass vials, still sealed and containing what appeared to be ancient anointing oils, their fragrances miraculously preserved across the centuries. In one corner of the tomb, they stumbled upon something truly unexpected, a small private chamber filled with writing tools. It suggested that Solomon himself may have spent quiet moments here, perhaps composing some of his famous proverbs. A wooden writing desk, protected from decay by the tomb's perfect conditions, still held reed pens and inkwells, frozen in time. The archaeologists documented every detail with great care, knowing that each object could change what we thought we knew about ancient history. Among the treasures, they found striking evidence of Solomon's vast trade network, fragments of Chinese silk, finely carved African ivory, and sealed containers holding Indian spices. These discoveries confirmed what the legends had long claimed. Solomon's influence stretched far beyond the borders of Israel. But the most mysterious find was tucked away in a shadowy alcove, a locked chest covered in strange, unknown symbols. Unlike anything ever seen in the archaeological record, the chest almost seemed to hum with its own energy. Dr. Carter believed it could hold Solomon's most treasured possessions, but unlocking it would be no simple task. Its unusual mechanism required careful study before they could even attempt to open it. As the team prepared to document this latest find in detail, one thought lingered in the air. They were only just beginning. The first chamber alone contained enough treasures to fill museums, yet ahead of them, more doorways led deeper into the tomb, promising even greater discoveries. Now, the question wasn't just what they had found so far, but what these artifacts might reveal about the true extent of Solomon's legendary wealth. And as they moved cautiously toward the inner chambers, the team couldn't help but wonder, what if the ancient stories had actually underestimated the truth? Were the legends of Solomon's wealth true? As the archaeologists swept their flashlights across the chamber, what they saw left them speechless. Golden reflections danced across the walls like stars scattered across a midnight sky. The legends of King Solomon's incredible wealth weren't just true, they hardly did it justice. The riches inside this tomb went far beyond anything anyone had imagined, making places like Fort Knox seem insignificant by comparison. Rows of golden artifacts lined the walls, each one a masterpiece of ancient craftsmanship, each piece telling a story of a world long gone. But at the heart of it all stood the centerpiece of this treasure trove, Solomon's legendary throne. Made of pure gold and ivory, it was raised on 6 steps, flanked by 12 golden lions, each one representing the 12 tribes of Israel. The throne's armrests were carved with intricate scenes depicting some of Solomon's most famous moments of wisdom and judgment. Dr. Emily Carter's hands trembled slightly as she gently examined a set of solid gold vessels. These weren't ordinary treasures. They were sacred objects once used in the ceremonies of Solomon's temple. Each vessel was inscribed in ancient Hebrew, explaining its purpose and the rituals it played a role in. Then, the team uncovered something even more extraordinary, clear evidence of Solomon's vast trade empire. Dozens of chests overflowed with rare goods from far-off lands, vibrant peacock feathers from India, smooth ivory carvings from Africa, and fine silk from China. These discoveries confirmed what ancient accounts had long suggested. Solomon's influence reached across continents. But perhaps the most breathtaking discovery was the collection of gemstones. Emeralds the size of eggs, rubies that burned like fire, and diamonds so brilliant they dazzled the eye. And among them all, one stone stood out, a mysterious blue gem unlike anything the team had ever seen. Some scholars now believe this could be the legendary shamir, a stone spoken of in ancient texts, rumored to possess supernatural powers. But Solomon's wealth wasn't just measured in gold and jewels. Hidden among the treasures were perfectly preserved scrolls, believed to be written in Solomon's own hand. These ancient documents revealed details of his business dealings, diplomatic ties, and, perhaps most importantly, wisdom teachings that never made it into the biblical texts. In one unexpected corner of the chamber, the team discovered a collection of ancient musical instruments. Among them was the legendary 10-stringed harp, said to have been played by Solomon himself. Amazingly, it was still intact after 5,000 years. The level of craftsmanship suggested these weren't just instruments. They were artistic masterpieces, likely used in royal ceremonies. The archaeological team estimated the overall value of the tomb's contents could reach billions in today's currency. But they agreed. The real treasure was historical, not financial. Each artifact offered rare, first-hand insight into the royal life and international trade of ancient Israel. Further analysis uncovered something even more fascinating. Tests showed that the gold in the tomb perfectly matched the composition of ore from the legendary mines of Ophir, confirming that Solomon's famous gold expeditions really happened. Even more astonishing, the purity of the gold surpassed the capabilities of most modern refinement techniques. And yet, among all the incredible treasures, one simple clay tablet caught the entire team's attention. Inside the tomb, the team uncovered something deeply personal, a clay tablet containing Solomon's own reflections on wealth. Strikingly, his words echoed the wisdom found in Ecclesiastes, "He who loves money will not be satisfied with money." Even surrounded by unimaginable treasures, Solomon seemed to understand that true fulfillment could not be found in riches alone. As the team prepared to explore even more mysterious artifacts, they couldn't help but wonder what other secrets were waiting to be discovered. The next chamber promised to hold even greater revelations, with the potential to reshape everything we thought we knew about biblical history. Stay with us to the very end, because what comes next could change history forever. Mysterious artifacts revealed. The team's hearts pounded with excitement as they uncovered a new set of mysterious artifacts hidden within the tomb. Piece by piece, like fragments of an ancient puzzle, each discovery helped bring the legendary life and reign of Solomon into sharper focus. The first to catch their eye was a golden scepter inlaid with deep blue lapis lazuli. Its craftsmanship was so precise, so detailed, that it would challenge even the best modern artisans. Dr. Carter pointed out how the patterns on the scepter perfectly matched descriptions found in ancient Hebrew texts. Nearby, they found a collection of scrolls carefully sealed inside copper cylinders. Thanks to the tomb's near-perfect conditions, the scrolls had been preserved for thousands of years. Early translations revealed something incredible, wisdom writings never before seen, attributed directly to Solomon himself. But perhaps the most puzzling discovery was a strange mechanical device. Made of bronze, it featured interlocking gears and dials, all engraved with ancient Hebrew inscriptions. Its purpose remained a mystery, leaving the researchers both amazed and eager to uncover its secrets. Some experts believe this strange bronze device could have been an early form of an astronomical calculator, used to track the movements of the stars and planets. But perhaps the discovery that caused the biggest stir was Solomon's personal seal ring. The ring, engraved with a six-pointed star, matched historical descriptions exactly. Scientific testing confirmed the gold dated precisely to 970 BCE, the time of Solomon's reign. Among the most intriguing finds was a crystal orb containing a mysterious liquid. When light passed through it at just the right angle, the liquid cast mesmerizing patterns across the tomb walls. Scientists are still working to analyze its chemical makeup. In another chamber, the team found ceremonial robes woven with gold thread and decorated with precious stones. The robes were so well preserved that textile experts were stunned. Craftsmanship of this quality wasn't thought possible in that era. Nearby, they discovered a collection of exotic spices and perfumes stored in alabaster jars lined neatly along the wall. These aromatic treasures came from ancient trade routes stretching from Africa to India. Some of the plant specimens found in these jars came from species that are now extinct, unknown to modern science. But perhaps the most fascinating discovery was a series of coded tablets. These tablets described advanced mathematical concepts far ahead of their time. The number system suggested that Solomon's kingdom had a level of scientific understanding that historians never thought possible. Hidden compartments in the tomb revealed diplomatic letters between Solomon and other ancient powers, including Egypt and Phoenicia. These documents offered fresh insight into the political alliances and trade relationships of the biblical era. The team also uncovered musical instruments unlike anything previously discovered. Their unusual shapes and designs hinted at an advanced understanding of acoustics, technology that seemed centuries ahead of its time. And then there was the most mysterious find of all, a black box covered in strange warning inscriptions and ancient seals. Its true purpose remained unknown, leaving the entire team and the world wondering what secrets it might contain. After careful study, researchers discovered that the mysterious black box contained something extraordinary: detailed maps of underground tunnels beneath Jerusalem's Temple Mount. Every artifact they uncovered challenged what we thought we knew about ancient technology. The level of advancement suggested by these discoveries forced historians to completely rethink the sophistication of Solomon's reign. As news of these findings spread, experts from fields ranging from archaeology to engineering rushed to study their implications. Each artifact seemed to unlock new mysteries about humanity's ancient achievements and technological capabilities. The treasures of Solomon's tomb continue to reveal secrets, with ongoing research and analysis shedding more light on this incredible chapter of history. Like a window into the past, these artifacts offer unprecedented insight into one of the most enigmatic rulers in human history. But the next phase of the investigation promised something even more remarkable: ancient inscriptions that could rewrite history itself. Carved into the tomb's very walls, these messages contained clues that could shake the foundations of what modern archaeology believes to be true. Want to find out what they said? Stay with us. This is where the story gets truly incredible. What did the inscriptions reveal about ancient times? The walls of Solomon's tomb weren't just decorated, they told stories. As Dr. Emily Carter gently traced her fingers across the intricate Hebrew inscriptions, she could almost hear voices from the past speaking through the stone. These weren't just decorative carvings, they painted a vivid picture of life during Solomon's reign. The most stunning discovery came from the Eastern Wall. There, the team uncovered a previously unknown prayer, offering a rare glimpse into Solomon's personal reflections on leadership. "May wisdom guide my hand as stars guide sailors," the inscription read. It was a poetic and deeply human admission, revealing the king's private struggles with the immense power he held. Further up, the team found astronomical charts carved into the ceiling. When they compared these markings with modern star charts, they were shocked to discover they perfectly matched the positions of the stars from 3,000 years ago. It became clear that the ancient Israelites had a much deeper understanding of science than historians had ever imagined. The celestial charts they uncovered showed incredibly precise calculations for tracking the seasons and lunar cycles. Behind a cleverly hidden panel, the archaeologists discovered something equally remarkable: diplomatic letters detailing complex political alliances. These documents revealed trade agreements and partnerships with Egypt, Phoenicia, and faraway lands, proving that Solomon's influence stretched far beyond what biblical accounts had suggested. On the western wall of the tomb, the team found something unexpected: ancient medical knowledge. Detailed descriptions explained healing practices that combined practical treatments with spiritual wisdom. One inscription even described using honey to treat wounds, a remedy modern science has now confirmed as highly effective. These texts could dramatically change what we know about ancient healthcare and medicine. Several inscriptions also mention the legendary Queen of Sheba. For the first time, her existence was confirmed outside of religious texts. But more than just a visitor, these writings described her as a powerful ally who shared knowledge about agriculture and advanced water management, making her role far greater than legend had told. The most puzzling inscriptions were written in a secret code. Dr. Robert Hughes spent weeks working to crack these hidden messages. What he uncovered were detailed instructions for the building techniques used to construct the first temple. These ancient architectural secrets may finally explain how such precise structures were built without modern tools. Near the burial chamber, the team found personal marks left by the craftsmen who worked on the tomb. These signatures included heartfelt notes about their work. One touching message simply read, "For our wise king, we built this with love." Findings like these gave a human touch to the massive project, reminding the team that real people with pride and care had built these wonders. But the inscriptions also carried warnings. Some texts spoke of disaster striking anyone who violated the sanctity of the tomb. While a few team members joked about ancient curses, others suggested these warnings might have helped protect the tomb for thousands of years. And then came one of the most surprising discoveries of all: musical notations carved into the northern wall. These ancient scores may allow modern musicians to recreate the music once played in Solomon's royal court. If decoded properly, this find could bridge a 3,000-year gap in musical history. Experts are now working tirelessly to interpret these forgotten melodies, hoping to bring the ancient sounds of Solomon's kingdom back to life. The sheer amount of writing inside the tomb suggested it was far more than just a burial site. It served as a vast library, carefully preserving knowledge for future generations. Each wall covered a different subject, almost like the chapters of an enormous stone book. As researchers continue their work, more secrets are uncovered every day. These inscriptions provide a rare, first-hand look into ancient Israeli society, revealing a civilization that deeply valued knowledge, the arts, and scientific progress. What does this mean for modern history? The discovery of King Solomon's tomb feels like a bridge across time, connecting today's world with an ancient kingdom filled with wisdom and power. This extraordinary find has sent shockwaves through the academic world, challenging long-held ideas about biblical archaeology. Until now, Solomon was often thought of as more legend than fact. But the tomb's physical evidence has transformed him into a real, flesh-and-blood ruler. Artifacts uncovered within match historical records with astonishing precision, including diplomatic seals that confirm his trade relationships with the Queen of Sheba. Together, these discoveries paint a picture of a vast, sophisticated international network, one that could rival the complexity of today's global economy. The tomb's engineering was equally astonishing. Its flawless geometric patterns and complex locking systems suggested advanced architectural knowledge that, according to our timelines, shouldn't have existed around 3000 BCE. It's as though ancient civilizations possessed advanced knowledge that was somehow lost over the centuries. With each new piece uncovered, historians are being forced to rewrite entire chapters of human history, and the discoveries keep coming. Using modern technology, researchers are still uncovering hidden chambers and secret passages within the tomb complex. Every new find adds another clue to the puzzle, suggesting that Solomon's kingdom was far more technologically advanced than anyone imagined. Like opening a Russian nesting doll, each discovery reveals another layer of mystery beneath the last. The preservation techniques found in Solomon's tomb have completely transformed what we know about ancient embalming. The level of skill and care used rivals that of Egyptian mummification, suggesting there may have been cultural exchanges between these ancient superpowers. What's more, this newly uncovered knowledge could even help modern scientists improve how we preserve delicate artifacts today. Scientists also extracted climate data from the tomb's materials, offering rare insights into the environmental conditions from 3,000 years ago. This ancient data gives modern researchers a better understanding of long-term climate patterns and their impact on human history. In a very real sense, the past is speaking to us, giving clues about our own future. But perhaps the most important lesson from this discovery is this: many ancient myths may hold far more truth than we ever realized. Like a lighthouse cutting through the fog, Solomon's tomb shines a light on our shared human story and invites us to rethink what we thought we knew. The implications of this find stretch across countless fields, from archaeology and theology to engineering and climate science. And as researchers continue to study this incredible site, one thing is certain: our understanding of ancient civilizations will never be the same again. The discovery has also forced historians to re-examine long-held beliefs about King Solomon's reign. Dr. Carter highlights one key point: the architectural brilliance of the tomb far surpasses what historians believed was possible for that time period. Dr. Carter's team has uncovered more than 300 unique artifacts inside the tomb, each one telling its own story from a forgotten world. But perhaps the most extraordinary discovery is a collection of ancient tablets believed to contain Solomon's personal reflections. These aren't just royal commands or public decrees, they're intimate thoughts about leadership, justice, and the complexities of human nature. For Dr. Carter, this discovery carries a personal meaning. "When I first started this project, some colleagues dismissed it as a fool's errand," she says with a knowing smile. "But now we're literally rewriting the history books." Her persistence has paid off in ways she never dreamed of, just like Solomon's wisdom, which proved its worth across the ages. But the significance of this find goes far beyond archaeology. Dr. Carter explains that the tomb's advanced construction techniques could inspire modern architects. The perfectly preserved organic materials might reveal lost secrets of ancient medicine, while the metallurgy of the artifacts challenges everything we thought we knew about Bronze Age technology. Yet what excites her most is how much is still left to discover. "Every answer we find leads to 10 new questions," she says, gesturing toward a wall filled with photographs from the excavation. This tomb isn't just about learning from the past, it's about shaping our future understanding of human civilization. Dr. Carter's team continues their careful work, documenting every detail with the latest technology. Their findings will fill academic journals for years to come, but to her, this discovery belongs to all of us. "History isn't only for historians," she says firmly. "It's our shared human story." As the sun sets over the excavation site, her passion remains as strong as ever. Like Solomon's wisdom, some things truly stand the test of time. Her final words capture the excitement of the journey ahead. "We've only scratched the surface of what this tomb has to teach us." It makes you wonder, what would you do if you uncovered such a powerful piece of history? Let's reflect on that. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. And with that, we've come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please like, comment, and subscribe for more incredible discoveries. And if you're ready for another thrilling adventure, click on the next video now appearing on your screen.